Increase speed!
We've spotted some salvage! We've spotted some salvage! We've spotted some salvage!
Ready for docking!
We've spotted some salvage!
Ready for docking! 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 E ora che non è senza ritorni sto proprio.
Don't make me come over there!
I should watch my step around here.
Don't make me come over there!
I should watch my step around here.
Don't make me come over there!
I should watch my step around here.
Over there!
I should watch my step around here. I should watch my step around here.
Misthios, may I trade your time for well? You look wiser than the average mercenary. Perhaps you're nearly as wise as Athena herself.
You speak plainly, Auntie.
I speak the truth, Cassandra.
You know me?
Don't pretend to be ignorant of your infamy, Cassandra the Eagle Bearer. I have a series of tasks I thought someone of your reputation could handle.
You speak
But if
plainly,
you feel
Auntie.
you're not up to it,
What kind of task?
to begin, I have a test of judgment, Cassandra. Which god is more dangerous, Poseidon or Apollo? The answer lies in a nearby field.
This is just a riddle. What kind
Riddles
of
are
task?
telling, and rewarding when I have a test of judgment. Prove your worth to me by going to the graveyard near the sanctuary of Athena and solving it. The answer lies in a nearby field.
This is just a riddle. What kind
Riddles
of
are
task?
telling, and rewarding when I have a test of judgment. Prove your
Fine.
worth to me
I'll
by
figure
going
out
to the
this riddle.
graveyard near the sanctuary of Athena and solving it. The answer lies in a nearby field.
This is just a riddle. What kind
Riddles
of
are telling, and rewarding when I have it.
Here lies my father, a simple farmer. A lion tore him to pieces as he brought in his grain. May the gods grant him peace. A golden plate marked with the sun. An offering dedicated to Apollo and his youthful strength. Lions are a golden beast with manes like the sun. Surely they are the favorite of Apollo. Does that make him the more dangerous god? A model ship as an offering to Poseidon. Clearly someone feared death in the sea. Here lies my brother, a brave man. He was chosen to confront the enemy threatening our village, but his ship sank and sharks feasted on his flesh. What little parts were found, I sealed in this tomb. Sharks are under the command of Poseidon, as are all creatures of the sea. Is he the more dangerous god? Protect us from teeth that tear and beasts that bite. Sounds like a child's prayer.
You! I know who you are. Athena sent you to kill me.
Why would you think that?
I was to be tried for murder, but a great fire burned up the courts and all the records. I walked free. But lately I've heard Athena in my dreams saying I would meet justice. And here you are.
An old woman hired me to come here. You weren't part of that contract. But lose your temper and I might change my mind.
I know what Athena told me. I'll face my death blade first. What the? Was you?
I've seen all there is to see here. Now to answer that woman's riddle.
You spent enough time in the graveyard. What did you find?
How did you know I actually went?
I have my ways.
Is there dirt on my sandals? A look in my eye? It seems to me you're good at figuring people out.
Perhaps. But I want to know which god you think is more dangerous, Poseidon or Apollo.
Why are you so interested in knowing?
Because I have two tasks that require the attention of Amistios. But I can trust the easier task to nearly anybody. I'm going to assign the more dangerous one to you, naturally.
Both of those gods may be dangerous. But I met a man who claimed Athena sent me to kill him.
How strange. If she could hear your words, I'm sure the goddess of justice would be amused.
There was a man torn to pieces by sharks on his way to confront pirates. That sounds like the punishment of Poseidon to those who would insult him.
Defending a territory no man can invade with deadly force. Poseidon would indeed seem to be the greater danger.
I'm glad you agree.
You've wisely considered the subject. I approve. Take this. It's for your judgment.
You ask for my judgment, but you seem to be judging me.
Am I? Consider this. A man took great risks to take to the sea. Perhaps you could figure out why.
His tomb mentioned pirates. Perhaps there's still a danger.
I believe you should find his family in Megaris, south of the ruined temple of Apollo.
I'll pay them a visit.
You there. You have a kind soul. Help an old man buy his next meal.
You need it more than me. Here, take it.
A generous gift. Thank you. What do they call you, stranger?
Depends on who's asking. But my name is Cassandra. And you are?
Just a simple beggar. I sailed from Persia to see the beauty of the Greek world.
I can do many things, Persian, but I can't restore sight.
Nor would I want you to. My blindness is a burden that the gods have given me to carry, and I will.
Then what?
Be my eyes. When I was a boy, an Athenian told me the most beautiful tales of your lands. I would love to hear them again. Would you go see the places I never was able to, and return to tell me the tale of your adventures?
I'm not much of a storyteller, but I will be your eyes.
I knew I sensed kindness in you. You've made this old Persian happy again.
Don't thank me yet. What places do you wish you could have seen?
My favorite tales were always of the Acrocorinth. The statues of Zeus and Athena, the perch of the armored bird in Arcadia, and of course, the mysterious mound Taigetos.
So, tell me what you know about the statue of Zeus.
Its great bolt stood ready to punish the Kephalonians below. Or so I was told.
There are many statues to Athena. Which one do you mean?
In my mind, there is only one. Her story always began. As we rounded the hilltops, we could see Athens bustling below us and Athena above, matching our gaze.
The Acrocorinth. Don't tell me. It's in Corinthia.
Smart guess. It is the most renowned temple to Aphrodite, your goddess of all life's most pleasurable trivialities.
You did say Mount Taygetos, didn't you?
You sound like you know that place. I have heard tales of its appetites. They say the mountain feeds on the suffering of Spartans, so the people there offer their own children to the mountain god for sacrifice.
That's not exactly right. What do you remember about this armored bird in Arcadia?
There's a beast made of armor jutting out from the mountainside, overlooking Lake Stymphalos and the undulating fields stretching like waves on a golden sea all across Arcadia.
I've seen Kephallonia from the statue of Zeus.
Tell me, is it still a place of great beauty?
Its people are the happiest in all the Greek world. They sing and dance into the night with full bellies and full hearts.
That isn't how it was described to me at all. The tales go that its lands are among the world's most beautiful, and its people among the most pitiful.
Okay, I've told you what I remember. Now tell me about yourself. What's a Persian doing here?
Persia and the Greek world are doomed to be opposites. In times of prosperity here, Persians always seem to suffer. And when you're at war with yourselves...
Persians know peace?
Indeed. My people prospered after King Xerxes was murdered. All except for me. A man tried to kill me with poison, which is how I lost my sight. I fled and arrived here.
So there's a price on your head. Now I'm interested.
There was, though there isn't anymore. Now then, tell me another tale, and I'll tell you more of my past.
You'll be glad to know I've been to the statue of Athena at the Acropolis.
Ah, if only I could have been there to feel her presence. Would you describe her to me?
If Athens is a city of statues, then Athena is their guardian. She stands high above everything, on guard over the city.
Yes, not just standing tall to protect Athens, but to serve as a reminder of the suffering those poor people endured during the invasion.
Your turn to tell me something. You said a man tried to kill you.
The man who rose up to kill the tyrant Xerxes was named Darius. He was of a new creed of killers, unlike any Persia had known. He was also the man hired to kill me.
A killer of kings? Hired to kill a simple blind man? Why?
I have your interest, do I? Tell another tale, and I will too.
I'll be back with stories to tell.
As soon as you've seen one location, please return.
A papyrus. Says it was written by Themistocles, the Athenian general. This papyrus is so old. Could this be writing by Themistocles?
μη ψυχολογήσε. Μετεχεί να χείωμψη ή εξελέγχει γύρω.
Vamos! Let's go! Let's go. Έλα.
Watch it! You'll kill someone!
Misthios! I'd prayed to Poseidon that one as mighty as you would come to aid us. I'd nearly lost hope, but here you are.
I was told your village was in danger.
Yes. My brother sailed out to take on the soldiers threatening to burn us out. I take a dim view of piracy, you know. But they ambushed his ship and, well, my brother never saw home again.
Sharks are merciless.
How did you know he was killed by sharks?
I visited your brother's tomb. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thanks. That's kind of you to say.
So are those soldiers still threatening you?
Yes, but I have a plan. I'm going to build a warship. One they won't be able to sink. My village will survive.
You seem determined. What do you have left to do?
Too much. There's a detachment keeping the pressure on us, not far from here. It's hard to gather building supplies while they're around.
So you need supplies, or you need that detachment taken care of.
Well, aren't you as clever as Athena herself? What would you be willing to do for us?
I'll find the supplies you'll need and leave the fighting to you.
Fair enough. Though I might need you to take up arms against dryads. I need plenty of olive wood to make sure this ship is solid.
I'll get right to it. I think that's all he needs to build the ship. This should be all of it.
Thank you! Now there's just one last thing we need. An eye of protection.
For the bow of the ship, you mean?
Exactly. There's probably one in the Ariadne shipwreck. At least if Poseidon hasn't claimed it for himself.
If it's there, I'll find it.
Ready for sail!
Commander at the helm! Salvage nearby!
You're quiet tonight, Barnabas.
Sorry. Years ago, on a bright night like this one, my old friend Carlos and I were sailing to Samos when we heard our names being sung out in the middle of the darkness. The song was so sweet, we forgot how to sail.
Don't tell me. You saw the silence.
I covered my ears to drown out their chants, but when I went to warn Carlos, he was gone. I never saw him again.
I'm sorry.
When the sea calls, you never know where it will lead you. Carlos might be king of some faraway land by now. You never know.
Slow!
You're released until the commander's return. We are pulling up to that salvage. Commander leading the helm.
Here, will this eye do?
Yes, I suppose it will.
Is something wrong?
I remember this eye staring at me as the ship went down. So many sailors died that day.
You know, there's more you can do with a new ship than just piracy.
I believe you're right, Miss Theos. Perhaps you've come to show me wisdom after all. Here, take this. It will be the last of our spoils.
Thank you. May you find a more peaceful path in the future. I should get back to that strange woman and let her know what happened.
Onward!
There's some debris in the water.
Ready the ship! We're mooring!
Any closer, and we are going to have a problem.
I don't want to be spotted here. I met the dead man's brother.
Ah. So why did such a man go sailing in shark-filled waters?
He was a pirate, and he set out to fight the soldiers who threatened his family. They sank his ship, leaving him to the sharks.
That's nearly tragic. So how did you resolve the matter? That is what you do as a Misthios. Resolve matters, right?
I dove deep to retrieve the protective eye the new ship needed. Poseidon must have smiled on that, because he enlightened the pirate's brother and set him on a more peaceful path.
I see. That answer is quite revealing of your character.
Why are you concerned about my character?
Something will come of it. Very soon, I suspect. But here, take this for now.
Thank you. Though it sounds like you have more plans for me.
Perhaps. You've proven you could survive the dangers of the ocean. But what about an island of fire and smoke?
I'd like to explore this strange island.
Good. You're very nearly impressing me.
Oh, really? I should be impressed.
I would like to send you to an island of smoke and flame, but an associate of mine still has my key to the vault within. Without it, your trip would be in vain.
Are they as strange as you?
That's nearly amusing. My associate lives in the graveyard you visited for me earlier. He lives as a hermit. He'll have time to talk, even to you.
I'll go reclaim your key.